you guys aren't going to believe this, but I am going to take a rest day today. I am extremely sore. Not recovering as quick as I normally do. I think it's because I'm working so many active hours. It's messing with my recovery. Normally I recover quick enough that I can keep on rolling without too many rest days, but I'm going to have to take one. I need to let my body catch up with all the damage I've done to the muscles this week. I got a question for everybody. With the popularity of the GLP-1 drugs, compounds like Journo and Ozempic and Tirzepatide, and if you've got access to a compounding lab, even Retatrutide, that one's still in trials, but a lot of people are using that and they're having great success and they're losing the weight. But I wonder, anybody using it, do you have an exit plan, or do you plan on taking those compounds for the rest of your life? It seems to me that while you've lost all this weight would be the best time to start tracking your calories and setting up a workout plan. And because you're losing all the weight, you've got more energy, your appetite is suppressed, so getting into good eating habits and good workout habits, it's the opportune moment before you're off of those compounds and going back to square one. If you haven't fixed your bad habits, they're just going to follow you right into another I don't know, I guess I'm trying to say, once you stop taking the drug, you're going to just pick the weight back up again if you don't develop those new good habits. Do you know what your BMR is? Do you know what your maintenance calories are? Do you guys know how to track your calories? I know I'm talking about very basic things, which is obvious to people that work out and track their calories, but if you've never done it, you really probably don't know how. So tomorrow I'm going to break down BMR and what that actually is, and what maintenance calories, how to figure that out with the BMR calculator that's available online. If you've never tracked your calories, it's something that might be informative for you. For those that already work out and already track their calories, it's going to be very, very basic. I mean, the most basic of conversations. But like I said, if you haven't done it before, you haven't done it, and you probably need to know where to start. So I'll cover that tomorrow in our car talk. Right now, I am heading for the house. I'm going to eat. I was going to shoot for a walk on the beach, but it's already getting dark. I think it might be dark by the time we get to the house. So I think the walk on the beach is probably out of the question. I did get my steps in, more than enough to cover my cardio, so I'm not too worried about that. And I probably should take a legitimate rest day, considering I had the 12-hour shift that I worked. I really don't need to go for a walk since I've already got all those steps in. But just food for thought. If you are using those compounds, hopefully you're working out, because those compounds are amazing at removing fat from your body, but it also feeds on that muscle. And if you aren't working out probably at least 3 times a week, you probably lose a muscle along with all that fat. Somebody near and dear to me is on it, and she has lost an amazing amount of weight. I mean, I have never seen her at this weight. It's new to me. It's like a new person. So I'll be talking to her about a exit plan and see if we can't get something set up for her. I would hate for her to have to go back on those compounds after she decides to come off when she hits her goals. And she's almost there. I think she might even surpass her original goal. I think she's below that now. But those compounds are pretty freaking amazing. It's a whole new world we're living in. Well, guys, I'm gonna concentrate on my driving, and you guys have a good night or good day, depending on what side of the world you're on. And I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a normal day. We'll talk about BMR. We'll drive to the gym. It'll be leg day, so it'll be a really, really good workout. You guys have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Hey, everyone. This is just a quick class on how to calculate your calories with whatever items you're working with. I use a macro tracking app called Fat Secret. There are several out there. You don't have to go with that certain app. But the majority of them have everything already downloaded into it. And I'll give a quick tutorial on how to use Fat Secret after I'm done showing you how to use the scale. So the scale, most kitchen scales are the same. They're going to have two buttons on them. One's going to have unit and one's going to be on and tare. All right. So let's go ahead and power this on. Scale's on, it's reading 0. And let's go ahead and look at our container. On our container, on the back, you'll see, there you go, now you can see it. Serving size, 1/2 cup or 117 grams, just above the calories 100. Do you see that? All right, so that tells us that a serving is 117 grams of cottage cheese. So we're going to hit the unit button and put it on grams. Now there's two ways of doing this. You can set your container on there and then hit the tare button, and now that's zeroed the container. Okay? The container now is not even being counted. And you can simply spoon out 117 grams. Oh, a little too much. Easy enough to fix. Pull it back, 16.5, 117, and I made a little mess. Clean that up. Okay, so that's how you weigh it with the container already on there. Take that container off. Set it back to 0. Okay, your scale is back to where we started, at 0. The other way of doing this is by actually setting the container that you're pulling the food out of on the scale, hitting the tare, and then you're going to simply spoon 117 negative grams into your container. I'm flinging food everywhere. Depends on what you prefer to do. And getting it exact within a gram, some people get very anal about it. Some people are like, oh, it's within a gram, you know, it's 116, and they'll roll with it. Because this is all generalization, it's just kind of a guidance. There we go. We're about at 117. There we go. We're on 117 and we lost it again. All right, let's get that off there. Making a nice mess for everybody. There we go. I want it to be right at 117 for you guys. You see how touchy this thing is. 117 is just what's on that spoon. And there you go. You got 117. So both these bowls have 117 grams in them. Okay? So theoretically, we zero that out, they should weigh the same. 233, 234, 237. Like I told you, it's kind of a generalization. You'll be off a couple of calories, a couple of grams, no matter what you do. But you're in the ballpark. And if you're in the ballpark, you can work with that. Okay? Like I said, most food scales work about the same. This one's rechargeable. They have much cheaper versions. This one really wasn't expensive. It's like in the $30 area, but you can get them for, I've seen them for $10, and they do just as well. All right, so that's how you count calories. That's how you find it on the food label. The next thing I'm going to show you, I'm going to have to switch cameras, but I'm going to show you how to use the Fat Secret app that I have. So we'll move on to the next tutorial on how to use that. And I'll see you in just a minute. All right, like I said, on the label, see if you can see it on this camera, you've got 117 grams per serving, okay? And you've already measured it out. Now you want to track it. So what I use is the Fat Secret app. And let's see if I can get this to show up. This may be a little bit of a problem. The lighting. Anyways, there we go. You can see the Fat Secret app right there. Just hit the icon. Try to hit the icon. There we go. And it brings up the tracker. Okay. So I want to put in this cottage cheese into my daily tracker. So we're going to say it's going to go on dinner. All right. So I hit the plus sign. Get that up there. Want to focus on it. This is really rough trying to do on the computer. Hit the plus sign on the computer, or on the computer, on the app, okay? And you see the barcodes right there? Hit that barcode. What that's going to do is actually read the barcode on the container. See? It read the barcode. It went ahead and put in how many calories and everything it is. And you just hit save. And boom. It just tracked the cottage cheese, just like that. So Fat Secret is just one of the macro counters that are out there. There are a lot of them. These things are filled with everyday items. People have gone through. If something's missing on here, people actually take the time and enter in the labels and what the actual macros are on them. I'm not happy with the way this camera's shooting, but we'll deal with what we got. Like I said, people will enter in the macros and enter it into the database. So just about anything you can think of is going to be in there, including restaurants. If you were, for example, to go out and eat at Outback or Longhorns, you just type in Outback or Longhorns, and it's going to have whatever you ordered on the list. You just pick it out on the list and hit add, and boom, it's on your daily tracker. So let me take a look at mine. Today I'm at 2,360 calories. So that tells me dinner is going to have to be at least 500 calories to get to my maintenance level. I want to eat a little bit above maintenance because I'm trying to gain muscle. So I'll probably get about 600-700 calories more before I go to bed. The cottage cheese is already entered in. That's going to be part of it. And then I'll have my other items. But that's how you track daily your calories. And those macro counters, they'll count your protein, they'll count your carbs, they'll count your fats. You can program them to do pretty much whatever your goal is. Take advantage of those things. They're out there. They're free. That Fat Secret app was free. I've been using it for years and years and years. Like I said, there are other ones out there. Some you pay for. These things all do the same thing, so you really don't have to pay for them. There's plenty of free ones out there. That's about it on how to use those two items and how to track. Figuring out your BMR is a whole nother situation. If you go on Google and you type in BMR calculator, basically what it's going to do is pull up a bunch of different free calculators and just pick one and go ahead and enter in the information it's asking for. And it's going to give you your basal metabolic rate, BMR. And what that is the calories it takes for your body to keep the lights on. That's without any activity, without any food in your system, fasted for 12 hours in a temperate room where you're not cold and shivering and trying to replace body heat. That's just general, the baseline. That's how many calories it takes for your body to keep the lights on, keep your eyes open, keep your breathing, keep your heart beating, keep your cells multiplying. And then from there, it's going to ask you some more questions like, how active are you? And when it asks you how active you are, go down the list. It'll say work out 1 to 3 times a week, work out 4 to 5 times a week, work out 7 days a week. And sometimes I have a little explanation on what it considers a workout. And basically what it is 30 minutes of cardio where you've raised your heartbeat. And that is considered a workout. A lot of people overestimate this. They think they're more active than they really are. So what I do, and I'm guilty of it myself, thinking I'm more active than I really am. So I'll go to the line that says how active I think I am, and then I'll go down one line. And that is what I will find as my maintenance calories. And then what I'll do is I'll eat at that maintenance level for about a week and see if my body weight changes. I do weigh daily, but I take an average of those 7 days. So it's not, don't live and die by the scale. Your weight is going to go up and down. But what you want to do is get an average. And if that average is not going up or down, whichever way I want it to go, I will increase or decrease the calories as needed. Now, here's the thing with increasing and decreasing calories. You don't want to go massive. You hear about bodybuilders doing the 5,000 calorie diets. Those are for guys that are solid muscle. Their body fat percentages are down around 3-4%. And they need those kind of calories to gain more muscle because that's all they are is muscle. All right. If they don't get those kind of calories, they will not gain any muscle. You don't need 5,000 calories a day. That is going to make you obese. Just plain and simple. So the American diet, or what we're kind of used to, it would be very easy eating all the processed foods and going out to eat all the time to hit 5,000 calories a day. And a lot of people do it. And that's why they end up in the situation they're in. And they end up on those drugs like Ozempic and tirzepatide, and or they go on crash diets. It's because they are taking in those 5,000 calories. Most people, you can get through your day if you're average size with about 2,000 calories, and that's going to be a gradual weight loss. They consider gradual weight loss anywhere from 0.5 a week, 0.5 pounds to 2 pounds. 2 pounds is considered a crash diet, but it's still healthy. Okay. Anything above that, you are losing weight way too fast and you need to chill out. Remember, it took you a long time to put that weight on. Don't expect it to fall off tomorrow. You have to put some time and effort in this and be consistent about it. So if you say you go to the extreme and you go 2 pounds a week, every month you're going to lose 8 pounds. That's pretty impressive. That's awesome. That means you're being consistent. And that's what this game is, being consistent day in, day out. And over the long term. This is the long game, not the short game. You've heard that before. So if you guys stay consistent and you figure out where your calories need to be to accomplish whatever you need to accomplish, you'll get there. And if you're already on Ozempic or those other compounds, you've already lost all the weight, you definitely want to know what your maintenance calories are. because you don't want to put that weight back on. In most cases, those compounds cost a lot of money. You spent a lot of money, or insurance has spent a lot of money to get you down to that weight. That is a massive expense. You don't want to just throw that in the trash and be business as usual, just like you were before you went on those compounds, and your weight will start going up, because that's what we do in America. We eat, we eat, we eat. We love to feed ourselves. So you wanted to get off that train, stay off that train. While you're on those compounds, get yourself an exercise plan. Know what your BMR is. Know what your maintenance calories are. Figure all that out before you come off those drugs, unless you plan on taking them for the rest of your life. Have an exit plan. Okay? So that's all I've got for tonight. I'm going to put this all together into a video. I know I was going to do BMR tomorrow, but since it's my rest day, I had some extra time. And here we are in the rental kitchen, and we're doing this. I love you guys. Thank you for all the support. It's been great. This has been an awesome journey, and I want to keep on going. Don't be afraid to comment on these videos. Remember, I take all these comments and I internalize them. Good comments, bad comments, they're all valuable to me. I will look at them, I'll weigh them out, I'll see if they fit in my lifestyle, and hopefully you guys are doing the same, from these influencers, from people around you. Listen to their advice. You may feel like you don't want anybody's advice, or they don't know what they're talking about, but everybody has a little grain of valuable information in there. And if you can decipher it and pull that out, you're ahead of the game. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's leg day. We're going to have a really awesome workout. I'm going to shoot down there after work and try to beat the crowd. And you guys have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Bye.